Fifth and sixth in Western Pennsylvania, then he will have a perfect score. Gerald Marquis, the defending champion out of New England in this region, with 3,250 points, with 29 starts, no wins, and 7 second place finishes. What did I say? Second 5 places? I mean 5 second place finishes for Gerald Marquis. I'll get it together yet tonight, folks. Rick Miller is 5th, Gerald Gravel, New England campaigner 6th, Barriotti 7th, Scotty Bonney, a New England campaigner 8th, Bobby Henry 9th, and Ed Kennedy, another New England campaigner, is 10th. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's been a family that's been involved in serious injuries at the same speedway, ironically, as his father, the Pocono International Raceway. Well, not as well known, but a driver with a great promising future, Cliff Allison, who ran the NASCAR Winston All-Pro, ARCA, and more recently this year the Busch Grand National Series. At one time even stopped up to the Jennerstown Speedway to compete in weekly late model racing. Well, this young bright star, unfortunately for the Allison family, is no more. This weekend the Busch Grand National Series is competing at the Michigan International Speedway, and during practice sessions on Saturday, Cliff Allison was involved in a crash in turns 3 and 4, which took the life of the young star of the Allison family. Cliff Allison, a promising young future driver, losing his life in an accident this past weekend. And prior to our playing of the national anthem, we would like everyone to please stand for a moment of silence, and then that will be followed by the national anthem. Please, if you would, stand in a moment of silence for Cliff Allison, and please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Thank you. And now, if you remain standing, I'd like to turn your attention to the Pennsylvania Army National Guard in the infield as they will do honors in the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And Ohio is Lonnie Vaughn in a Mopar Performance 03 for you Chrysler fans. That is the LeBaron embodied automobile outside of him. The Ford Thunderbird of Danny White inside second row. Sheets Gary Gellner in the Subway Sandwiches 22. Back with us racing. We go out of turn 4. The green's on photo. We're up to speed and racing. In the turns 1 and 2, Lonnie Vaughn to the low side, up high, Danny White. Oh, a little bit of shuffling and door knocking. And the 34, Randy Burke breaking through for second place position. They dive into turns 3 and 4. Burke holds on to the second place spot. Tim Ice working the low side out of turn 4. Into turns 1 and 2. White continues on the high side of the racing surface. Danny White out there trying to hold on to it. Now Ice breaks through for third. Here comes Bobby Henry. Henry dives to the low side of Danny White. They work side by side. The battle for fourth place position. Glenn Gold tucked behind the back bumper off. Henry 77. Here we go, out of turn 2, and Randy Burke tries the low side on Lonnie Vaughn. They dive into turn 3 and 4. Randy, you're 1 week too late. If you'd have won last week, we'd all have got an MTO. But this week, no goes, and here he comes. Into turns 1 and 2, and Randy Burke takes over the point position with the Sheets Gasoline 34. The Buick Regal Body Port City Chassis Machine. The window stays open, and Tim Ice decides to play the cat burglar. He sneaks through that open window to the low side of Vaughn and takes over the second place spot. Here comes Bobby Henry. Henry's trying to do the same, and he makes it through for the third place position. Vaughn continues to fade up high. On the back straight, Randy Burke holds on to the point position. Tim Ice trying to close in and make a strike on him with that Oldsmobile body. How chassis automobile. The front flag, 5 laps down, 5 remaining. And Ice now begins to apply the pressure to Burke's automobile. The Johnstown, Pennsylvania driver continues to point position. With Tim Ice looking for racing room all around his back bumper. Ice now drives to the low side on Burke. Burke denies the opportunity down the front straight. They work into turns 1 and 2. Tim Ice is still trying to work on Burke's automobile. Down the back straightaway, a drag race in a battle for the lead. Randy Burke with a rear view mirror full of the powder blue and white Ice machine. Tim Ice hooked up to the low side, takes a peek there, but Burke denies him the opportunity. The Iceman trying to break through the ice out of turn 4 as we work down the front straight. And Randy Burke now decides to dive to the low side. The car fades up high a bit. Here comes Ice. He looks again, says, hello, how do you do? But Burke denies him the opportunity and slams the door. Out of turn 4. On the front straight, we continue this lead battle. Tim Ice works the low side of Randy Burke. They try it again in a drag race. Down the back straightaway, and Burke denies him the opportunity. Burke coming around for the checker. Here's the final bid. Ice up high. Will he do a nosedive? Down low. Randy Burke will do it again. And Burke takes the win over Tim Ice, followed by Bobby Henry. Ronnie Vaughn in 4th, and Danny White rounding out the top 5. And speaking of Danny White, it's a happy birthday to his lovely wife, Linda. Happy birthday. Tools Lumina Body How Chassis Machine from Mars, Pennsylvania's Chuck Kennedy. 12 Pennsylvania's Charge and Charlie Cragen. And back with us racing on the pavement in the Brockers Machine Shop. 50 from Imperial, Pennsylvania, Mr. Kurt Havadell. Here we go. Field tightens up out of turn 4. That green comes out. We are up to speed and racing. Down the front straight, Snooky Williams having problems coming up to speed, causes repercussions in the back of the field. And Barriotti says, I'll take the lead for a while. The Stoystown Auto Records, Boz Biddy Mart, Star Oil, 75 machine, continues to the position. Now Williams has the wick turned up and begins to close in on Audi. Third, early along into Chuck Kennedy. Bob Sibla, meanwhile, working the outside of Rick Miller. Those two automobiles. Holding on to 5th as Sibla tries the outside of him, charging Charlie Cragen down low. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, turn 3 and 4. Has been hugging the low side of this racing service. The 9.5 degree banking goes all the way from top to the bottom to where the pavement ends. They will use the pit or that apron lane as part of the racing surface. Williams continues trying to groom the low side on Audi, but Audi will have none of those doings as he continues in the middle of the groove. Meanwhile, charging Charlie Cragen. That's why Tom Erickson's automobile finds himself running 5th. Oh, Chuck Kennedy gets crossed up, and Rick Miller says goodbye. And down the back straight takes over the 3rd place spot. Rick Miller looking impressive this evening as they have the A1 Engineering house car, former house car, dialed in. Moves up to the 3rd place spot. On the back straight, here comes Williams in a serious bid for the lead to the low side. Cannot make the move as they work down into turns 3 and 4. Snooki Williams trying that low line in a battle with 2 laps remaining. Into turns 1 and 2, Snooki tries the low side again, and Audie's right there, trying to deny the opportunity down the back straight. Miller continues all by. Look at Rick Miller close the gap in the Hitchell & Sons Automotive Warehouse 19. The white flag, 1 lap remaining. Into 1 and 2. Rick Miller desperately trying to close in on this battle for the lead down the back straight. Snooki Williams still trying to groom the low side to 75 of Audie. But this time and real estate are running out. The checker will unfold for Barry Audie, followed by Snooki Williams, Rick Miller, Charlie Cragen, and rounding out the top 5, the 24 of Chuck Kennedy. Lap will go green for this 10-lap qualifying heat. The first one for the Pepsi Pro Stocks, and here's how they line up. It's Greg Vasquez. We get ready to go racing. The green comes out. We are up to speed and racing. The battle for the lead, and Gary Wiltrot and a Lucas Michelle. Oh, look at Durkis. Durkis having problems in the middle of the field. They're trying to make a 3-wide pass on him. Dave Hopp and the AJ's Furniture goes into second. Bob Arsenberger into third. It is Wiltrot on the point position. Into turns 1 and 2. Gary Wiltrot with the Lucas Machine Caddyshack 10 continues on the point. Durkis continues to have problems in the A1 Engineering chassis. Transcare 33. He drops to the 5th place position as the Bakes Printing Holiday in 25 of Bill Cross puts up the 4th. Working through turns 1 and 2, White Pennsylvania's Wiltrot continues in the former Barry Audie late model ride. Purchasing it over the winner, a Port City chassis machine with the luminous skin surrounding that automobile. And the blue and white number 10 continues riding in the lead. Dave Hopp now closes right up to the back bumper and begins the pressure for the point position. Working down the back straight, the AJ's Furniture 20 is Somerset, Pennsylvania's Dave Hopp looking for racing room. And while he does, here comes Rapid Robert Arsenberger at 25 of Cross. We have a 4-car battle for the lead. Into turns 1 and 2. Wiltrot fades up high. Here comes Hopp trying the low side of him. Out of turn 4, up. Down the front straightaway. We continue this battle for the lead. Gary Wiltrot. Oh, Hopp gets the car crossed up. Here comes Arsenberger down the back straight. Arsenberger dives to the low side on Hopp. They cannot make the move. We continue. Green flag racing. They're going to get around Albright's automobile. On the back straight, Dave Hopp, who looked like he was going to try to steal away the lead, all of a sudden finds his rearview mirror full of the powder blue and white 26 of Rapid Robert Arsenberger. Hopp again turns up the wick, but he falls short by 2 car lengths. Oh, Arsenberger gets crossed up. Here comes Somerset, Pennsylvania's Bill Krause. Krause works to the low side of Arsenberger. It's a battle for the 3rd place position. They exit out of turn 4. And Bill Krause for the win turned up. Picks up in the 3rd place spot. Sets his sights on Dave Hopp. 8 laps down, only 2 remaining. Out of turn 4, 1 lap remaining. As they work out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Dave Hopp begins to pressure. Into turns 3 and 4, the checker soon to unfold. Here comes Hopp. Wiltrot remains on the point position, and he'll take the checker, followed by Dave Hopp. Bill Krause and the 26 of Bob Arsenberger 4th, a very distant 5th to Butch Durkis, and a Transcare 33. Oh, we better set up the field in the 2nd qualifying heat for the Pepsi Pro Stocks. Oh, she's going to get me fired before the night's over. Big cheer from the crowd. Claps up here, folks. Larry Bennett on the point outside of him is Gib Pat. Field tightens up and turn 4, looking for a green flag. We are up to speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2, Bahena with the Bernheisel chassis automobile, the only one of its kind here in Western Pennsylvania, holds on early. Oh, Mabel, open up the mail. Oh my goodness, forget the mayonnaise. We almost had a crash job on the back straight. Down the front straightaway, it continues with Chucky Kisser on the point position. Second place is Larry Bahena. Oh, Bahena gets the car crossed up, almost finds the outside retainer wall. Get that, has to slow down, says, geez, Larry, what's going on? As those two decide to discuss last week's diet, and we continue green flag racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Chucky Kisser continues on the point position. An unusual series of circumstances. Bahena slowing down and give Pat with nowhere to go. Now Pat has the car turned up and begins to close in on the top positions. Brad Cole continues in second. Jeff Dunbar in third. Into turns 1 and 2. Chucky Kisser on the point position, and look at this, Brad Cole defeats at 68, not able to close in on him. On the back straight, the Castle Racing Center's Kessler Lumber number 91 automobile of White, Pennsylvania's Chucky Kisser continues on the point position. Brad Cole begins to close in on him. On the back straight, Brad Cole continues trying to close in on Kessler's automobile. They work through turns 3 and 4. Brad Cole reeling right up to the back bumper, cannot make the move. Into turns 3 and 4, Cole has the wick turned up. It's a serious battle for the point position down the front straight. Here we go into turns 1 and 2. Brad Cole, flames shooting out of the racing mufflers of those collectors out of the side of the automobile as he backs off into turns. He's only a car length behind Chuck Kessler. And this time around, time is running out. The white flag, 1 lap remaining. They go into turns 1 and 2. Brad Cole looking for racing room. Kessler with the middle groove. Cole tucked in behind him. On the back straight. Brad Cole not able to make up the distance. They work through turns 3 and 4. Chucky Kessler will exit on to turn 4 and pick up the checker. Brad Cole second, a distant third to Jeff Dunbar. Fourth goes to Get Pat. And rounding out the top 5 is Jerry Hassey in the 40. So in the green, look at this. Talk about a start. And the lights are out, but we're going to go one more time around. That's Indian from what are you doing here? There. On the point outside. And that's not Rick Sheeler. That's Mark Griffith. That is 71. How about it, you Mark Griffith fans? Down the front straightaway. Look out on the front straight. The Terminator getting front-ended and rear-ended with some miscues. He does his imitation of a lawnmower out of turn 2. On the back straight, it's Mark Griffith with a point position in a Fisher Autobody 71 machine. Directly behind him is the Banjo Matthews of Somerset County, the Triple L. Lucky Larry Lee Heminger goes to the low side, trying to make a move with the black specialty 76. Cannot do it. Here comes the flying sign painter. Dave Brunel out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, the high-tech hobbies number 1 has the wick turned up. And the Monte Carlo begins to close in on Larry Heminger. Heminger conversely trying to do the same thing to Griffith's automobile. Here comes Chris Coconut. He's trying to move up to make it a 4-car position battle for the lead. Working into turns 1 and 2. Triple L up the low side. Oh, we almost end up taking off the first coat of wax from these automobiles. Heminger dives to the low side of Griffith. They go fender to fender, wheel to wheel, hub to hub. And look at this. The flying sign painter says, I'll take a piece of that action to the low side. He dives to the low line. Heminger takes over the lead. Brunel right there with Griffith. It's a battle for the bridesmaid spot. They work into turns 1 and 2, and Brunel dirt tracks the high-tech hobbies number 1 into the bridesmaid position. The Jim's Auto and Truck Stop 18 begins to make its presence known. He closes up to the back bumper of Griffith's automobile in a battle for the third place spot. They work out of turn 4. Dirt track in the automobile is a Terminator, but he's not able to do it. The Jim's Auto and Truck Stop, 18. Remains high, wide, handsome. He was the winner last Saturday at the Jennerstown Speedway. Continues fourth in this first qualifying heat. Exiting out of turn 4, it's all Triple L, Larry Lee Heminger, the lucky one as he goes into turns 1 and 2. Dave Burnell is not able to close the distance on him. Mark Griffith is now falling back to a distant 30, fades up high. Here comes Kokenar. Kokenar down the back straight, looking to the low side of Griffith's automobile as they work for third. They dive into turn. Oh, we ran out of racing road, and the Terminator gets crossed up, but we continue green flag racing. 2 laps remain for your lead automobile, Larry Heminger. Dave Burnell trying everything but putting in the kitchen sink to his efforts of trying to close in on Heminger's back bumper, and he cannot make the move. As they work out of turn 4, the white flag unfolded by NASCAR Chief Starter Ron Brutt. 1 lap remaining. Down the back straightaway, 2/3 of a lap, making a half a lap remaining for lucky Larry Lee Heminger. And the Triple L, with hugging the low side of the racing service, will exit out of turn 4 and pick up the checker from Ron Brutt. Second goes to Dave Burnell, a distant third to Mark Griffith. Fourth will go to George Nicola, moving up through the field, and Kokenar coming back after the miscue to round out the top 5.
You know, there's real magic in this year Diet Pepsi. It's that special aha ingredient. And if you don't believe old Ray, just crack one open and you'll see.
The Bullet Beam, the Baron Trucking Machine, the 77, good to see. The Shawless car back in action. This is Rimmel and Bickerstaff. Side by side, wheel to wheel, the green's on photo. We're up to speed in racing. Down the front straight into turns 1 and 2. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. takes off with the lead down the back straight. Bickerstaff, who won a career first Asphalt Maine at Motordrome a few weeks back, continues on the lead. Oh, look at this battle for second. Sean the Bullet Beam trying the low side of Robin Rimmel. Rimmel fades up high, and the Baron Trucking 28 gets through for the point position, or second place that is. Sets his sights on Bickerstaff. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. on the point with the Dickey Electric 24. The Mineral Ridge, Ohio driver holds on to the lead, but fast closing in is Somerset, Pennsylvania, Sean Dean. Dean with the 1974 Ford Torino Baron Trucking sponsored automobile can see the back bumper of the 24 of Bickerstaff. He can even read the lettering on that automobile. He's getting in so close. He has thrown out the fishing line, hooked the back bumper of Bickerstaff's automobile, but gets to reel him in down the front straight. They work into turns 1 and 2, and we're going to have a battle for the lead momentarily as Rick Sheeler tries the low side of the 22 of Rimmel for third. That doesn't work. Here's the battle on the back straight for the lead. Beam looks up high. Now he dives down low. Bickerstaff closes the door on him. They work out of turn 4. This time around, cross flags. 4 laps down, 4 remaining. No love lost here, race fans. Up high goes Beam to try to set up that groove. Bickerstaff stays low, and it pays off to his advantage as he stays 2 car lengths ahead of Beam. But Beam begins to reel him right back in, closes up in turns 3 and 4, a half a car length separating the 2 automobiles with time running out. Here comes the battle for third down the front straight. Rick Sheeler trying it again on Robin Rimmel to the low side as they work in turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, on the back straight, the battle for the lead. Beam up high, almost into the loose marbles, and the outside retaining wall is a car length and a half shy of the pace that Bickerstaff is setting. Power sliding. The Dickey Electric 24's Bickerstaff. Up high goes Beam near the outside retaining wall. 2 laps remaining. Oh, I feel we may have a horse race here shortly. Beam now trying the low side of the speedway after trying a couple high lines the last 2 laps. He fades up to the high side down the back straight in his effort to try to pass Bickerstaff. Time is running out. Beam closing right up to the back bumper. And the white flag will be coming out. 1 lap remaining. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. on the point. Sean LeBullard Beam looking to make a move on the 24. They work out of turn 2. Beam tries the low side. Now he fades up to the high line. Bickerstaff in the middle of the racing service. He dives to the apex in the turns. Beam right there trying to close up. Time and real estate running out. And the checker's going to unfold. Here's the race. Center to be Jimmy Bickerstaff holding it over Sean LeBullard Beam. A distant third goes to the 74, Rick Sheeler. Fourth to Robin Rimmel, and rounding out the top 5 is Conrad Fresnel in the 17. It's the 72 of Mike Heminger, and the 32 is Dave Miller. That's your starting field. Here we go, out of turn 4, looking for the green. We're up to speed and racing. Down the front straight, everybody staying tight with the first row. This could be a Parkway job. Up high goes Petrie, and everybody plays the cat burglar, getting by on the low side. Oh, Denny Kopko following that line. And Jack Satoski says, ha, 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 I get through on the low side. He moves up to 5th. It's Greg Unruh with the Chevelle out in the point position. Followed closely by the Eastern Fasteners 22 of Tony Baum. Here comes the Ron Beckner logging road number 75 of Jenners, Pennsylvania's Brian Audie. Audie works the high side of Baum. They begin to close it. Oh, I feel a sandwich chop. Open up the refrigerator. Get out. Oh, no, we can't get out the mayonnaise. Greg Unruh doing the job, holding off this pressure for the lead. The winner last Saturday at Jennerstown. Brian Audie works the high side of Greg Unruh's automobile as they battle in the turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, and Audie had a clean sweep last week into Western Pennsylvania. Takes him to the lead. He brings Mike Heminger right with him. Both those automobiles pass to 0. Greg Unruh, Tony Baum continues in 4th. He's being pressured to the low side by Denny Kopko. Here comes the 30, Jack Satoski. Kopko doing the job, getting by Satoski. Now threatens to the low side of Tony Baum. Down the back straightaway, Denny Kopko, who's only been behind the wheel of a race car for 4 weeks, has the wick turned up, goes to the low side of Greg Unruh. Here's the battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Brian Audie on the low side, up high is Mike Heminger as they work down the front straight into turns 1 and 2. Heminger, oh, look, Greg Unruh gets out of shape in turn 2 and loops the automobile. Greg Unruh looks like he just lost the handle momentarily, overcorrected, and then was forced. Chris Kogenar winning at a Pierce toss. We go back to green flag racing out of turn 4. Here comes Heminger. Heminger works to the outside of Audie. It's a neighborhood battle down the back straight. 2 very close neighbors out there working for the point position. Down the front straight in a drag race to cross flags. 5 laps down, 5 remaining. Mike Heminger continues on the outside of Audie. Take a good close look at the black and silver North Star Equipment 72. The roof all scraped up because he rode on that at Jennerstown about 3 weeks ago, spinning around like a top. And they took that same automobile and put it back into race-ready condition. And it's looking extremely impressive tonight. Don't look now, but here comes Hooversville, Pennsylvania's Jack Satoski. Satoski in a Keyway Supply 30 says, 3's not a crowd on this one, race fans, as he goes into turns 3 and 4. 3 automobiles. You can throw a blanket, make it a handkerchief over these top automobiles in a battle for the point position. Down the front straightaway, time is running out. The Stoney's Light Street Stocks running nose to tail and fender to fender. Exiting out of turn 2 down the back straight. Heminger having problems holding the outside groove. Jack Satoski continues working the low line. Closes right up in the back bumper of Brian Audie. They worked out of turn 4. Time is running out. 2 laps to go. Who's it going to be, race fans? Audie continues on the point position. Heminger dirt tracks. Power slides the automobile. Jack Satoski waiting for one miscue by Audie on the back straight. Satoski glued to the back bumper to those number 75. Heminger works the outside. He has a head full of steam out of turn 4. It's the white flag. 1 lap remaining. They go into turns 1 and 2. 3 automobiles. Roll the dice. Who's going to win? It continues to be Heminger on the outside. Audie turns up the wing by 3/4 of a car lead. Here comes the 30th Satoski. Mike Heminger continues. He works on the outside. It's a last-ditch effort. Do we have a photo finish? Here comes the battle, and it's the 75 of Audie. Brian Audie taking the win over Mike Heminger in the 30th Jack Satoski. Rounding out the top 5, Denny Kopko in the 27th Sport, and Tony Baum in the 22. Former Rick Jock machine, race fans. And Carl Travera is running. Field tightens up in turns 3 and 4. Looking for starter Ron Brutt's green. It's up to Angelico and Edwards, both pure stock graduates from last season. Here we go. The green is unfolded. We are up to speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Angelico wastes no time in the outdoor specialties, going to the lead. Here comes the starting side 57 of Marty Edwards. Jason Mignon in the 33 of John Komarinsky. Battle side by side for third. They work up to the back bumper of the 57 Edwards. Exiting out of turn 4 in this battle for the point position. Into turns 1 and 2. And Angelico continues holding on to the point. Here comes Edwards. Edwards tries the low side, cannot make the move. The 33 of John Komarinsky works to the outside, but Marty personally guaranteed Edwards says, I'm going to stay into second place position. Jason Mignon into Mr. Stubbs Restaurant, Buick Body 66, tries the low side of the 33 Komarinsky. Komarinsky hits a little loose. Mignon breaks through for third, sets his sights on Edwards. Jason Mignon, who led the first half of this event last week at the Jennerstown Speedway, looking strong again tonight. Trying to work the low side of Marty Edwards as they dive into turns 1 and 2. Here comes the battle for the lead. Into turns 3 and 4. Alan Angelico holds on to it. Marty Edwards trying to make a move down to the low side. They exit out of turn 4, and the Wild Man denies them the opportunity. Into turns 1 and 2. Jason Mignon with the wick turned up. The Mr. Stubbs Restaurant 66. Oh, the Wild Man gets crossed up a little bit in the high side. But Edwards not able to take advantage of it. Mignon does. Dives to the low side of Edwards. Mignon, the Irwin, Pennsylvania driver, wrestles with Jeanette, Pennsylvania's Marty Edwards. Side by side, wheel to wheel, front of the fender, paint off the paint off, decal to decal. They go into turns 1 and 2. Mignon still trying to take over second. Exiting out of turn 2 down the back straight. And as they work into turn 3, Mignon takes over the second place spot. Here comes Ron Cole. Cole right there running out of racing room. A little bit of love taps between the right front fender of Cole and the left rear quarter panel Edwards. We continue green flag racing. Alan Angelico Jr. with the lead. Jason Mignon with the familiar power sliding technique of that Buick trying to close in. Meanwhile, Ron Cole still trying to take over third from the 57 of Marty Edwards. On the front straight, they work into turns 1 and 2. Mignon works to the low side. Cannot make it. The lapped automobile of Carl Cervera on the back straight prevents any further maneuvers as they work into turn 3. Now Cole tries the high side. The battle for third on the 57 Edwards. Cannot make the move. Time running out. This time it's 2 laps remaining. In the 1 and 2, Mignon looks to the low side trying to play hello, how do you do? But Jason Mignon not able to take advantage of it. Ron Cole with a heavy commitment to the low line on the Stoney's Light 57 Edwards. The battle for third, the white flag out, 1 lap remaining. Through turns 1 and 2, Alan Angelico with the point position. Mignon trying to set up on him. Carl now moves the third. Ron Cole and a wick turn up. Here he comes in the valley, truck and trailer 25. All of a sudden it's a battle for second out of 4. The checker will be unfolded. The Wild Man, Alan Angelico with it. And the battle for second, too close to call. Oh, how many think it's Mignon in second? Who thinks Mignon had second? Who thinks Ron Cole had second? We'll find out shortly. The 25 of Ron Cole Years Series. And a qualifying heat for them. 72 Bob McWilliams. I don't know who's in the 17. We'll get a list of these guys by feature time as we get ready to go racing. Hello, Frank Duca. Up top, Frankie. Trying to make it in the battle. Mayshar in the middle of the sandwich. Here they go. Out of turn 4 in this battle. Working into turns 1 and 2. Alex Maycar with the lead position. Down the back straight. A lot of 3-wide racing out there as we continue this battle. Down the front straight, it's Alex Maycar holding on to the position. Bob Stanford, the 2 asphalt drivers, the ones that have all the asphalt experience, continue 1 and 2. They work down the back straight. And great battle going on at the back of the pack. Blackie Watt, Pee-wee Frick, and Nicole in the 32 as they work out of turn 4. Flags in this event. We continue out of turn 4. Alex Makar gets the car all squarely. Eddie Bayshar continues. A former Pittsburgh Central Track Club president, Eddie Bayshar, in turn 1, holding on to third. Stagger, Bob Stagger, trying to wrestle away third from him as they work down the back straight. Last lap as we go down the front straight. Alex Makar continues on the point position. Last lap working out of turns 3 and 4, and it'll be the 99 of Alex Makar, and he takes the win at the drop of the checker.
Things that are going on with Harry Gant. I hate to start this whole thing on a solemn note, but of course we lost Cliff Allison at the Michigan International Speedway. I've had an opportunity to see Cliff race in Winston All-Pro events. He's even raced at Jennerstown in late models. The fraternity in motorsports, when something like this happens, it all has to be such a tearful experience for everyone involved, because I know that even though your competitors are on the track, it's a tightly knit group, relatively speaking, when it comes to things like this.
Yeah, it's you know, we feel sorry for Davey Allison and Bobby and Judy Allison. You know, Clifford had just gotten running good in the last few races, real good in ARCA and in the late models in the Busch race, and it's one of those fortunate accidents. The car just spun and took a terrible lick in the wall.
It's such a sorrowful situation for the folks from Hueytown, Alabama, and of course our thoughts and prayers are for them that they'll be able to keep things looking ahead in the future. Now let's talk about you for a minute. One of the things, I've met you all a bunch of different times throughout the last 5 years, and the thing that impresses me more than anything else, at your age, the conditioning that you're in, the youthfulness about yourself. Do you have young parents? Did you do you watch your diet? Do you work out? Is it a genetic thing? What's the secret, Harry Gant?
I don't really know. I had young parents, that's for sure. You know, we're in a house building business kind of, and we do a lot of work, and that eliminates any exercising that you need to do. So, you know, it seems to be pretty easy as far as driving 500 miles right now, and I hope it don't get harder as years go on.
You know, you've done something that a lot of guys haven't done, and that's you even though you ran a lot in what were known as sportsman races down south and won a lot of short track races, basically your Winston Cup career started at a rather advanced age than a lot of other competitors that are out there. Has that been an advantage or disadvantage for you to start so late in your career?
Well, I don't think I would have changed anything, done anything different. You know, I ran for Rookie of the Year in Winston Cup when I was 39 years old. Prior to that, the 12 years we ran before that, we won over 300 races, and you know, we were really prepared to go into Winston Cup racing. And I don't think that I would have wanted to be in Winston Cup racing for 25 years. I know Richard Petty's retiring this year, and it'd be a long, hard, lot of disappointments along the road. The 12 years I spent running late model sportsman cars were very exciting, and you know, one night deals like this, you wasn't really traveling from home a whole lot. And in Winston Cup, I've been in there, you know, around 12, 13 years, something like that now, and it's a long time and a lot of disappointments, and you got a lot of highs, a lot of lows, so you've got to take them all, but it's tougher than it used to be with all the traveling you have to do.
You spent quite a bit of time doing some extras from time to time in racing movies, particularly with Burt Reynolds being associated with Hal Needham and the folks in the past. Is Burt kind of a fun guy to be around?
Yeah, he is. I got to go to all the movies he was making, and he was part owner of my race car, a very enjoyable person. He's just on the TV and movie screen just like he is in real life. He's no different, so I think that's what makes him a good actor.
Well, we've got one more quick question because we know you've got some commitments with Winston Cup Racing here this weekend going on in Michigan. What's in the future for Harry Gant? When you finally hang up the helmet, so to speak, are you going to stay in the sport one way or the other, or are you going to sit back in the stands and relax?
Watch it on television.
Yeah, there you go, a race fan at heart. Harry Gant, Mr. Skull Bandit, down here at Motordrome. Thanks for coming, Harry. Have a good day. Ronald McDonald, probably just as famous of a person to you folks.
Hi, Dad. All right.
Under 10 years of age. Ronald McDonald right here in the front straight. Ronald, do you want to say some stuff to the young race fans out there?
Well, I just wanted to say, first of all, to all my friends at McDonald's and New Stanton, thank you for inviting me. Are you all having a good time? Well, control your excitement. There's more. That's right. I also wanted to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight and paying us a visit at our booth, because as you know, we're collecting a few things and having a few games for those less fortunate. Children's Hospital right here in Pittsburgh. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to say thank you one and all. Come visit us and we'll come visit you. Thanks. See you.
You bet. Ronald McDonald, and watch out for the Hamburglar and the Grimace. All right. Chipper, we're going to have door prizes after the Gatling's Late Model Main, right? Thank you. Just start the engines of Charlotte. Oh, no. Are we coming up with the chip, the collection now or after? All right. Thank you. Well, Bill, we'll see after the Late Model Main, my friend. After the Gatling's Late Model Main, we're going to have a collection for Children's Hospital. The drivers coming up through the stands with their helmets, so don't forget to put a lot of that green leafy folding stuff in there.
Put behind McNuggets. Hello, kids, drink
All right, okay, now come on, you two guys. We're going to say it. Ready? Say, gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Gentlemen, start your engine. Say it.
John, cut your engine.
All right, very good. Thank you, and now we're ready to get started. The Gatling's Late Model Machines, and those are our youngest starters we've had all season yet. We'll even try to go younger in weeks to come. The 23 is Danny White. The 6 is Snooky Williams. 24, Chuck Kennedy. 42 is Chargin' Charlie Craig and Bobby Henry in the 77. Uh-oh, before we get ready for this green flag start. Blossom 32 from the back of the field. Lonnie Vaughn with the pole. Don't count on Barry, Audie, and Randy Burke running strong tonight, and you never know what Danny White can do out there. Hold on to your neighbor. We're getting ready to go. The beautiful Benny Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme heads to the pits. It's up to Vaughn and a 75 Audi. Here we go. The field tightens up out of turn 4. The green side forward. We're up to speed and racing. And it turns 1 and 2. Audi takes off for the Stoystown Auto Workers. Bob Minimark 75 for the lead. Oh, the 0-2. Lonnie Vaughn in second. Here comes Randy Burke. 3 wide in the middle of the pack. Unbelievable race. And look out. Almost near disaster as we exit out of turn 4. And it turns 1 and 2. Barry Audi holds on to pole position. Lonnie Vaughn with a flock of automobiles pounding his back bumper. Here comes the Sheep's Gasoline 34 with Johnstown, Pennsylvania's Randy Burke. Burke breaks through for the second place position as we work down the front straightaway. Now, the certified left 6 on Snooky Williams, Latrobe, Pennsylvania driver, breaks through for third. Here comes Charlie Cragen. Cragen works the left. Rick Miller sneaks in. We forgot about talking about Miller. He's a man on the move, and he's showing it this evening. In the turns 1 and 2, it continues in the Audi. A battle royale for positions behind him. A 34. Oh, look out down the back straight. Oh, no. Well, getting crossed out. Didn't get a chance to see exactly where that started from, but I will tell you this. Damage to the machine. There could be some altercation in the suspension geometry and its various setups, and the crew's concerned with that in an embodied automobile in competition tomorrow night. Now, it's tough to say how extensive this damage is. It might necessitate a right or front flip subframe, as that's a very severe impact for Bobby hitting victory lane. Single file restart. Once he mashes the go pedal, then we're back to green. He'll command the green. He does it early. That's his choice. And he catches the 34. Randy Berg sleeping. We're green racing. Here comes Reagan. Reagan dives to the left side of line one. There's the work into turns 1 and 2. Charging Charlie Cragen and Rick Miller comes through right with him, race fans. Down the back straightaway. Rick Miller staying right with Charlie Cragen as they work their way up through the field. Keep your eyes on Tom Erickson and Tim Ice in the middle of the pack. It continues to be Mariotti on the point position. Down the back straightaway. Snooky Williams in third. Here comes Cragen to the low side. Cragen dives to the low side. Williams slams the door on him in a certified lift, number 6. The battle continues for third. Rick Miller beginning to set up his line as they work down the front straightaway. Working out of turn 2. Charlie Cragen trying to make the move on Snooky Williams. Rick Miller right there. Now Chuck Kennedy pushes the 03 Lonnie Vaughn. The top 5 automobiles beginning to close up in a mechanical Caterpillar. Sergeant Charlie Cragen looks to the outside of Snooky Williams. Rick Miller hanging right in there. Watches the battle unfold, but it's Cragen, the man on the move. He goes to the outside of Williams. They battle for the 3rd place spot, exiting out turn 4. Williams denies him the opportunity. Chuck Dean in the Beam Automotive Service Snap-on Tools 24. Chuck Dean, the Lawrence, Pennsylvania driver's a man on the move. He's gotten by the 03 Lonnie Vaughn. He's bringing Tim Ice to the 65 and Bob Sidler from the back of the field. They're coming right up through. The top 5 automobiles are nose to tail of mechanical Caterpillar on the back straightaway on lap 8. A battle royale for the lead positions. Here comes Cragen again to the outside of Williams. Down the front straightaway. Mariotti, battle royale hanging on the lead now. Cragen works to the outside of Williams. He ranks through for the 3rd place position. Snooky Williams comes right back up on him. Out of turn 4, here comes Williams. Down the front straightaway, cannot make the move. Smoke pouring out of the back of the 22 of Gary Gellner. A tough break for Gellner. Smoke pouring out of that brand new A1 Engineering automobile. Now Cragen up the 3rd. Begins the battle for the lead position. Cragen to the outside of 34, Randy Buck. Making the move for a 2nd. They dive into turns 1 and 2. Sergeant Charlie Cragen moves into the 2nd place position. Cragen, a man on the move against the pressure, Mariotti. Marty continues holding the point position as we work on lap 12. Rick Miller right up in this battle, not able to come through though, like Cragen has. Here comes Cragen in a struggle. Randy Burke with a superlative job holding on to the inside. Cragen commits to the high line on Audi. Here's the battle for the point. Audi right there denies him the opportunity. Into turns 1 and 2, 5 automobiles. Throw a blanket over for the lead. Audi right there, and Cragen cannot make the move. Mariotti up for the task, and destroys Todd Auto record 75. Holding on to the point. Cragen up high. Here comes Burke down to the low side. Rick Miller right in this thing. Snooky Williams right there. We're trying to make it 3 wide. Cragen up high again. Audi denies him the opportunity off the pace as Habadell down the front straight. Look at this battle for the point position. They work through turns 3 and 4. Mariotti holds on to it. A battle royale by a bunch of automobiles. Into 1 and 2. Audi doing the drive of his life here at Motordrome. Holding off Burke and Cragen. And Rick Miller on the low side trying to make a move. Cragen continues on the outside. Audi in the middle groove. Down the front straightaway. And Audi denies Cragen the opportunity. What a battle we have, and don't look now, here comes Tim Ice. Ice wants to join this battle and make it 6 strong. Mariotti with a beautiful job out there in the middle of the racing surface. Cragen tries him up high, and Audi denies it to him once again. Into 1 and 2. First down low. Up high, Snooky Williams. Rick Miller to the low side. One miscue, and it could be disaster, race fans. Nose now, look at this. Trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. Unbelievable racing in the Gatling Slate Models. Halfway in the event. Into 1 and 2. Side by side, 2, 3 grooves out there. Cragen having problems. Cragen, and here comes Randy Burke. Look at Miller. Miller trying to make it 3 wide. He can't do it. Charging Charlie Cragen on the outside. Randy Burke with a superlative job holding on to the low line. And Barriotti works that lead position. Now Cragen has developed himself into the second place spot all by himself. Here comes Rick Miller. Miller with a drag race. 3 wide, and Miller moves up to third. Miller hooked up and flying. Oh, Snooky Williams gets crossed up. We continue green flag racing. In the 1 and 2. Charging Charlie Cragen now begins to haunt the back. Bubba Barriotti on lap 20. Rick Miller right behind him. I told you to watch Cragen and Miller. They peeled their way like can openers up through the field. Now here comes Cragen to the low side on Audi. Audi with a drag race. They dive into turns 1 and 2. Cragen can't make the move. Watch Rick Miller. Miller has the low line hooked up. Here comes Cragen. It's a battle for the lead. They drag race into turn 3. Cragen dives to the low side. Audi there. Here comes Miller. Cragen breaks through for the lead, and he brings Rick Miller right with him. Miller into the low side in turns 1 and 2, and he makes it into the second place spot. Lap 21, charging Charlie Cragen and Rick Miller coming up through the field. Tim Ice now into the 5th place position. Bob Cibula moving up now into the 6th place spot. From the back of the field, it's Glenn Goat from the back of the field coming up the battle for positions. But we focus our attention to the point position. Cragen is being hounded by Rick Miller. Miller looks strong to the low side. In the turns 1 and 2. Rick Miller glued to the back bumper of Cragen. Look at this, race fans. Rick Miller, a man on the move. Down the back straightaway, and Miller drag racing. Cragen denies on the opportunity. We told you to watch Miller. He's hooked on the low side. Cragen to the high line. In the turns 1 and 2, Cragen up in the middle of the road. Rick Miller tries the low line. Cragen denies the opportunity. 10 laps remaining in this event. When they come around, it'll be 9 laps remaining. Charging Charlie Cragen to the high side. Here comes Miller to the low line. In the 1 and 2, Rick Miller tries to set up. Cragen denies on the opportunity. Cragen keeping the RPMs turned up, working the outside groove as they drag race. Down the back straightaway. Audi holds on to third. The 34, Randy Burke, is fourth. Here comes Miller again, trying to work that low side on Cragen. Rick Miller trying it again. Cragen working the high side. Continues to keep the RPMs up. Miller ready to strike like a cobra. Time is running out, though, for the Connersville, Pennsylvania driver Miller. He tries the low line again. Can't quite set it up out of the turn. Miller rides to the low line here, but Cragen up high. Able to keep it right there. Glenn Gold battles with Bob Cibula down the back straightaway. Glenn Gold trying to come up through the field for a top 5 position. Meanwhile, Cragen continues high, wide, and handsome. Charging Charlie Cragen and Rick Miller stretch out from over the rest of the field in this battle for the point position. Cragen on it, and Miller trying to establish a low side. 5 laps remaining, race fans. Well, Cragen's been able to use the outer groove to hold the challenge off from Miller right now. Rick Miller seems to have that car working beautifully in the low side, but it's somewhat to his disadvantage late in the race as Cragen begins to stretch out his position. On the back straight, the Twin County Chevrolet dealers pass the fire club. Looney Cole, 42 of Cragen, now by 2.5 car lengths. Miller tries to turn the wick up in turn 3 and 4 and begin to close. On the back straight, Cragen begins to stretch it out. He's been able to hold 2 or 3 car length advantage over Miller. Miller's come to life in this A1 Engineering chassis ride, but he's running out of time this time around. 2 laps remaining. In the turns 1 and 2, Cragen works the middle groove. Again, the same scenario, the 19 of Miller down the low side. Just hold. and off the turn to be able to close in from that low line group, exiting out of the turns. This time around, the white flag unfolds. 1 lap remaining. In the turns 1 and 2, Cragen continues holding on to it. They work down the back straightaway. Cragen by 3 car lengths over the 19 of Rick Miller. Working through turns 3 and 4. Miller with a desperate attempt to try to close, but the checker will unfold 11 times. In the last 7 weeks, it's Charging Charlie Cragen, followed by Rick Miller. 75 of Barry Audi, 34 of Randy Burke, and the 65 of Vermont, working his way up through the field. We'll wait till he gets on the automobile and give him a round of applause. The Doc Scaling, Biter Brothers, Crude, Scaling Clinic, Twin County Chevrolet dealers, Cooney Brothers Coal, Kansas Fire Equipment, 42. Here he is, 11 wins in a row, Charging Charlie Cragen. Cragen will come around into victory lane and be congratulated by Trevor Hill and Charlie Broadwater of Subway Sandwiches. They'll present the beautiful trophy, Charging Charlie Cragen. Kerry Ritchie, Ms. Motordrome Speedway, also here in victory lane. We need you folks on the fence. Please kneel down, and no throwing of the stones on the track. Please, no, that's a very dangerous situation for our competitors. And in victory lane, Charging Charlie Cragen, flanked to his right, Kerry Ritchie, our chief starter, Ron Brutt, and to Cragen's left, our Subway Sandwich representatives, Trevor Hill and Charlie Broadwater. I believe the Pennsylvania Army National Guard momentarily will be making their way. And Ronald McDonald congratulating Charging Charlie. Yeah, it was Richard Petty before, now Ronald McDonald. Who's it going to be next week? Guard making a presentation to Charging Charlie Cragen, commemorative plaque designating his win in the Gatling's late model division. Congratulations from the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pittsburgh Children's Hospital donation. The drivers are making a wet stands. There's Brad Cole. Butch Durkis coming up. Jeff Dunbar. The flying sign painter, Dave Burnell, spread out all over the stands. Throw some leafy green stuff in there for children not as quite as fortunate as many of ours here this evening. Pittsburgh Children's Hospital donations. All the drivers coming up into the stands. John Komarinsky, Marty Edwards making their way up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hit this face with a pie next week, or any one of our Jennerstown personalities or some of our drivers, Kerry Ritchie. See Kerry Ritchie with $20. That'll get you the pie in the face. Chip Rowan, myself, Bobby Henry's going to be in that, Bill Krause, many others. Smokey Shemp. Charlie Cragen, come on over here. Congratulations. You have made an absolute habit out of winning here in 1992. And you know, sure, there's a question of getting the car setting up and making it work, but how do you do it every week? A little bit of racing luck helps. Tough break for some of the guys in the back of the pack. But how do you do it? There's a little more in setup for this. This is amazing.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of setup, but when I have it right, I can run in a lot harder, and that's a big part of it right there. And you know, it handles from then on through the turn real good.
Well, we talked about this too. Mechanical problems seemed to plague you last year. You were a fast car many times here at Motordrome, but maybe a plug coming out of a timing chain. That hasn't happened this year, so it's worked out for you. Now, one thing I did notice, Rick Miller was tremendously strong on the low side of this track, like he was last week at Jennerstown, and he looked like a serious threat. But running the high side, that saved the tires a little bit, keep the RPMs up, and keeps that fast groove for you?
Yeah, once I got up front there, I seen he was close, but I didn't really want to move up, but I could get a better bite there. You know, if I'd stayed down low, I don't think I could have went as fast. So I just moved up, and if he had a faster car, he could have went, and I could go a little faster there myself.
So there is strategy and purpose behind the name of the game. Congratulations. Outstanding run.
Okay, thank you.
Charging Charlie Crankin into victory lane. 11 times in a row here at Motordrome, and I believe 15 out of
And path to be side by side at the perpendicular yellow line out of turn 4. If they look good, NASCAR chief starter Ron Brunt will unfold the green, and we'll be up to speed in racing. Keep your eyes on it. They work out of 4. The Benny Coles pace car into the pits. The tension begins to rise. The green is unfolded, and we're up to speed in racing. Into turns 1 and 2, will start on the point position, takes off with the lead, pad up high. Here comes the AJ's Furniture 20 of Dave Hope. Down the back straightaway, the Somerset, Pennsylvania driver grabs the right nice spot. Here comes Cole. Cole on a Somerset also. He works over the third place position. Rapid Robert Arsenberger trying to do the same. Down the front straight, it's the drag race to the battle for the fourth place spot. Arsenberger works to the low line. He breaks through, and we have a mechanical caterpillar down the back straight. Here comes Hopp. He looks to the low side, wasting no time. Side by side with Will Trout's automobile. Dave Hopp trying to squeak through for the point position as we work on lap 1. Into turns 1 and 2, and Dave Hopp breaks through for the point position. On lap 2 down the back straight, it's Hopp, followed by Brad Cole, the 26 of Arsenberger, the 10 of Will Trout. The 70 of Gibb Pat is in the 5th place spot. Jeff Dunbar in the 07 continues, riding in the 6th place position. Single file, link train into turns 1 and 2. Brad Cole trying to play the cat burglar. He looks to the low side of the window down the back straight, trying to get a foot through the window on Dave Hopp. There goes side by side, wheel to wheel. 2 Somerset, Pennsylvania drivers in a neighborhood battle, drag racing down the front straight. In a circle for the lead into turns 1 and 2. The AJ's Furniture 20 of Dave Hopp on one handsome out of turn 2, and it continues to be Cole on the low side. The Garlitz Insurance 26 of Bob Arsenberger also trying to close up in this field, but we have a side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel, lug nut battle down the front straightaway. Hope and Cole continue side-by-side. They're down into turns 1 and 2. Brad Cole to the low side. Dave Hopp up high. They continue working it out. Dave Hopp denies him the opportunity. Into turns 3 and 4. They continue. They can shake hands. They've been running side-by-side for so long. Down the front straightaway. On lap 6, and Dave Hopp denies Cole the opportunity as they work into turns 1 and 2. Rapid Robert Arsenberger holding on to the 3rd place spot, trying to close up in this battle for the lead. Hopp, who's looking for a career first feature win, continues on the point position, exiting out of 4. Into 1 and 2, Dave Hopp continues on that point position with Brad Cole tucked right behind his back bumper in 2nd. Bob Arsenberger begins to fade a bit. The 4th Thunderbird body, Ford City Chassis Machine, fades back 4 car lengths. The 10 of Gary Wilchott now begins to close on him. 2 separate battles out there for 1st and 4th place position. Off the pace in turn 2 is the 60 of Will Albright, and Albright brings out the first yellow on lap 7. So Will Albright in the 60. Oh, throw the checker now, Ron Brutt. He's being hounded by the 68 of Brad Cole as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. The green is unfolded. We are up to speed air racing. Down the front straightaway, Dave Hopp with a rear view mirror full of the red and white 68. Trying to play the cat burglar, putting on the mask is Brad Cole. He puts his foot through the windowsill, but Hopp slams the window down on Cole's foot as he cannot make the move out of turn 4. Meanwhile, continues to be Bob Arsenberger holding on to the 3rd place position. The 68 of Brad Cole trying to race out again. Cole continues to knock on the door out there, and now here comes Chuck Kessler doing the same to the 07 of Jeff Dunbar. Dunbar denies the opportunity, slams the door on the foot of the 91 of Chucky Kessler. There's Ford door knocking in a salesman convention out there. Down the back straightaway. Hopp continues on the point position. The 68 of Cole closes right up on his back bumper. He can reach out with his arm and autograph the back bumper of Hopp's automobile on the front straight. Dave Hopp with a miracle of the red and white 68 automobile. Meanwhile, the 91 of Chuck Kessler trying to make a low side move in a 07 of Jeff Dunbar. Hopp saying, please throw the checker. I want to take this one home tonight. Rapid Robert Arsenberger, a distant 3rd. We continue this lead battle. Bradley Cole, King Cole, they call him. knocking on the back bumper, saying, hello, how do you do to Mr. Hopp. Down the back straightaway. Hopp continuing to work every groove he can to deny the opportunity to Cole. Cole trying to work that low line. They exit out of turn 4 this time on lap 12. It continues to be a personal two-car battle between these automobiles as we work out of turn 2. Jeff Dunbar continues. Here's the battle for the lead. Down the back straightaway. Brad Cole says hello, how do you do, and goodbye to Dave Hopp. Out of turn 4, Hopp never say die, tries to come up, but he cannot make the move as they work into turns 1 and 2. And on lap 12, the 68 of King Cole breaks through for the point position. The battle shakes up for third as we work down the back straightaway. Dave Hopp remains close to the back bumper of Brad Cole. Dave Hopp so close to the back bumper of Cole, he can look in Cole's rearview mirror and comb his hair as they work into turns 3 and 4. Hopp looking for racing room. He's trying to play the cat burglar. He puts the mask on and looks for an opportunity to attack on Cole's automobile as they work through turns 1 and 2. Rapid Robert Arsenberger continues in the third place spot with Gary Wiltshire knocking on his door down the back straight. The 27-year-old welder, Jeff Dunbar, in the 07, remains in the 5th place position. He's being haunted by last week's winner, Chucky Kessler. Kessler works to the low side of Dunbar's automobile, but Dunbar denies him the opportunity. The mechanical caterpillar has separated itself into separate battles on this racing service. On the back straight, the 10th of Jerry Wiltshire still trying to work the low side, and a battle for third with Rapid Robert Arsenberger. Here comes Wiltshire. They're so close together, you couldn't put a sheet of notebook paper between those automobiles. Oh, they play kissing cousins, and now the 26 Arsenberger dives to the low side of Wiltshire's automobile. They try to work it out for the 3rd place position. Wiltshire gently closes the door and slides the bolt lock back into place and denies Arsenberger the opportunity, and he works into the 3rd place position. Continuing with that spot, it's all Brad Cole up on the point position with the pizza WVSC 68. He has stretched it out by 5 car lengths over the 20 of Dave Hall. Meanwhile, this to third is the 10 of Gary Wiltshire. The white Pennsylvania driver continues to hold off the efforts of New Run Pennsylvania's Bob Arsenberger in the Ford Thunderbird. Here comes Chucky Kessler. Kessler dives down low on the pavement, off into the grass, and does his imitation of a lawnmower as they work down the back straight. Kessler still trying to work the low side of Dunbar's automobile. Into turns 3 and 4. Kessler comes right up to the window. They run side by side, wheel to wheel. They've been doing it long enough in this race. They could have looked out each other's windows and recited the Gettysburg Address. On the back straight, they continue wheel to wheel, fender to fender, with the 25 of Bill Top, spotting the back bumpers, bringing the 34 of Butch Circus right with us. It continues to be the 68 of Cole. Into turns 1 and 2. Hopp continues the distance second. Third is Wiltrot in the 10, and he's falling off the pace set by Bob Arsenberger in the 26. Meanwhile, this battle continues for the 5th place position. Chuck Kessler continues trying to work the low side on Dunbar. As they work out of turn 4. Started 1, but says 2 laps remaining. Into turns 1 and 2. Kessler tries the low side on Dunbar once again. Dunbar gets a little bit squirrely. Here comes Kessler. Out of turn 4. And the right flag for Brad Cole. 1 lap remaining. This time around, the checker will unfold, and it will go to Brad Cole. Second goes to Dave Hopp. Third to Gary Wiltshire. 26 to Bob Arsenberger is fourth. And right on the top 5 is Jeff Dunbar. He can hear you now. Nice round of applause for Somerset, Pennsylvania's Bradley Cole into victory lane in the Pepsi Pro Stock 25 Circuit Main. Cole with an outstanding effort not only last year in his rookie season but also in 1992 with the Resource Conservation Corporation.
Pizza, WVSC. JW Industries 68 machine, and he'll be coming into victory lane being congratulated by Chip Rowan, starter Ron Brott, Carrie Ritchie, Miss Motordrome Speedway into victory lane, as well as our folks from Subway Sandwiches with the trophy they're presenting this evening. Just momentarily, we're going to have a presentation for Brad, again by the folks of Pennsylvania Army National Guard. First Sergeant Bepley will make the presentation to Brad, commemorating, I should say, Twin State Auto Racing Fan Club. We've been there for meetings. They really support the sport, and we'll turn it over to the folks so they can make this presentation to Brad.
Okay, well, Brad, congratulations on a convincing win. And on behalf of the Twin State Auto Racing Club, I'd like to present you with our 1992 feature winner plaque.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, folks. Don't leave us, folks. Plenty of racing action. The Pure Stuff's coming up, and then, okay. We have the Stony's Light Street Stock. Oh, real fast here, Brad, just for a second. Hey, second year racing here, and I know a lot of folks out there may think, boy, you know, the guy's got the car dialed in. Any chance later in the year when they've got a lot of these bigger races, particularly in the late model division, any chance we might see Mr. Cole maybe take a shot at one of those?
You might. I don't know. This week we're working on some more sponsors, so we just have to wait and see. I'd like to thank all my sponsors: RCC, Pizza Hut, WVSC, JW Industries, Britco, Don Kaufman, Rhodes Mini Mart, and whoever else I forgot. Thank you.
Handles like a dream, Brad. Congratulations. Brad Cole, race fans into victory lane with his 25 circuit win in the Pepsi Pro Stocks. Now, one more quick presentation, Gene. Gene would like to present you this award. We'll turn the microphone back over to you, Gene.
Well, Chip, on behalf of the Twin State Auto Racing Club, I'd like to thank you for having the club as our guest tonight. And it's always an exciting time to come here at Motordrome, and I know the folks that are here from the club like being here. I know many of them come back on other nights other than just the just our club night, and I've been here many times myself. And again, I'd like to thank you, and on behalf of the club, present you with our 1992 track appreciation plaque.
Thank you, Gene. Wait a minute. Test. No rocks on the speedway, folks. Thank you. Oh, we have one lap there remaining before we go to green, so I better set this field up. Robin Rimmel on the point for the Pure Stocks, racing on treaded street tires as opposed to Goodyear Racing Slicks. These 3,500-pound automobiles come up to speed, and we're racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Watch it. Oh, Mabel, are we going to open the door and get out the mayonnaise and have a sandwich job? No, down the back straight. But look at this. It's billiard balls as we go for positions. Everybody scattering in the top 10 positions. We're still side by side, wheel to wheel, with Robin Rimmel on the point down the front straight with a 71 of Mark Rimmel. Look at Becker. Oh, my. Oh, Bickerstaff down low. Look at this sandwich job on the turn 2. It's a Parkway job on the back straight. Oh, Rimmel has him passing on the left and right. He's getting dizzy out there, saying, holy smokes, did I farm reverse by mistake? Down the front straight away again. The mayonnaise comes out, and we make another sandwich as we work into turns 1 and 2. The 28 is Sean Noble Whipping, the Baron Trucking Machine, trying to make his way up through the field. The Terminator, Chris Kokenar, he has the wick turned up in the Jim's Auto and Truck Stop 18 machine. Here comes the Baron Trucking 28 of Beam. Oh, look at this Robin Rimmel, way up high, dirt tracks the car, and loses yet another position or two. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr., who a few weeks ago won a career first main in the Pure Stocks, continues to lead this event. But he has the flying sign painter, Dave Burnell, trying to close up on him. And the Triple L, Heminger down low, almost gets into the grass. Heminger looking like a weed whacker out there in turn 1. Here comes the 28 of the Bullet, down the back straight. Sean the Bullet Beam trying to remove the first coat of wax off the right rear quarter panel of the Baron Trucking 28 as he comes close to the outside retaining wall. In the turns 1 and 2, Bickerstaff holding on to the point position. It's a battle for the bridesmaid spot. Side by side, Heminger on the low side, the flying sign painter Dave Burnell, and here comes Beam. 3 automobiles in a battle for the second place position. Bickerstaff continues to hold the Dickey Electric 24 on the point spot. As a 76 Larry Lee Heminger continues running in the second place spot. Down into turns 1 and 2, Heminger holding on to the second place. The black flag comes out, I believe, for Mitzi Shawless, either her or Robin Rimmel. We continue down the back straight. Jimmy Bickerstaff holding on to that lead over a lucky Larry Lee Heminger. Sean the Bullet Beam in third, and the one of Dave Burnell running for it. 5 automobiles shaping up into a mechanical caterpillar. And now the one of Dave Burnell having his share of problems. That car seesawing and yawing back and forth has dropped to third, fourth, and now is being threatened in the fourth place position by the Marcy's Hair Salon. 74, Rick Sheeler. Sheeler decides to go up way high. Out of turn 4 in his battle for the fourth place spot. Rick Sheeler to the low side of the one of Dave Burnell. And the flying sign painter continues to power slide the automobile, but cannot hold the position as Sheeler's moving his way up through the field on lap 8. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. still holding on to the lead spot. Here comes Beam, high, wide, handsome in third. And the turns 1 and 2. Mineral Ridge, Ohio's Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr., the second generation driver, continues to find that looming ever larger behind him is the yellow and make that orange, yellow and black 76 of Heminger. Beam, meanwhile, continues to try to close in as well. 3 automobiles threatening in a battle for the point position. Bickerstaff down to, Jimmy Bickerstaff, I thought for a minute he was braking. The car took an unusual low side move, maybe trying to anticipate Mitzi Shawless, the lapped automobile out there, what to do with her. Or let's say she'll be going down a lap momentarily. Let's see what Bickerstaff does. He'll have to thread the needle. They go into turns 1 and 2. Bickerstaff, yes. Which way do I go? Come on, Mitzi, give me a line. Down the back straightaway. Bickerstaff not knowing where to go. Now he tries the low side. Mitzi Shawless stays up high. Here come the rest of the automobiles. Now Bickerstaff uses that pass to an advantage. Mitzi's in trouble near the outside retaining wall and holds on to the automobile. Jimmy Bickerstaff continues on the point position by a car length over the Triple L. Sean the Bullet Beam running in third down the back straight. They work into turns 3 and 4. Bickerstaff holds on to the point position. This time around, time is running out. It'll be 2 laps remaining. And look at that smoke pouring off the right rear of these automobiles. Lucky Larry Lee Heminger trying the low side on Bickerstaff. Cannot make the move. It's a lap and a half remaining. Up high goes Beam. Beam loses some distance on Heminger in his effort to try to close up and make it a 3-car battle for the lead. Bickerstaff says, 1 more lap to go. The white flag's out, and he'll have the win. But Heminger trying everything to pull it off. They work into turns 1 and 2. Heminger dives to the low side. Bickerstaff right there. Down the back straightaway. Bickerstaff continues with the lead. Here it is. The checker will be unfolding. Triple L trying to make a move. Bickerstaff denies the opportunity through turns 3 and 4. And the checker will unfold for Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. Second goes the Lucky Lee. Larry Heminger, whatever the way you say it. Sean the Bullet Beam finishes third. Fourth goes to Rick Sheeler, and rounding out the top 5 is the flying sign painter. We'll wait till he gets out of the automobile. The man from Mineral Ridge, Ohio, Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. into victory lane, all the way from Mineral Ridge, Ohio. Whoa, we're going over here? Okay. Register to throw pies in the face of Motordrome personnel and some of our drivers. So keep that in mind if you want to throw a pie in the face of yours truly and shut me up. You can do it next week. Congratulations again presented to Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. They commemorate his effort in victory lane this evening. First Sergeant Bepley presenting the award to Jimmy. congratulations. You've done some racing, I believe, off-road racing and things like that, and quad racing and that, but all of a sudden, 1992 comes alive for you here at the MOTORDROME Speedway, a second career win on the pavement. I know it's going to make not only yourself but your dad feel proud. He was an outstanding driver on the pavement throughout the 70s, and I'm sure he'd love to see you continue on in this kind of pace.
Yeah, me and him worked real hard. We've been competitive all year, just had a lot of trouble dropping out. Seems like we're getting everything going now at the end of the year. It's almost a little too late, but yeah, Dad's enjoying this. He's going to get in the car for the senior series, so we'll see what he can do with it.
Now, you know, in a lot of our divisions, coming from Ohio, you know, in like a Gatling's late model division is not that far away when you consider so these guys what they want to run. You know, it's still a haul in that. But to run in an entry-level division and pull all the way from Mineral Ridge, Ohio, well, that's a haul. Why is it that you're not running locally? We certainly like it, the fact that you come here, but is there a reason why you spend time in Western Pennsylvania as opposed to out to maybe in some local tracks?
I tell you, MOTORDROME Speedway and Jennerstown Speedway has got to be one of the nicest facilities, you know, anywhere in the area. We tow 2 hours to race here. We could run on the dirt back home. We got some smaller pavement tracks, but these places they're run so first class. The fans are great. People are nice. We just love to come here.
Well, we certainly appreciate that, and you have a good one. Congratulations. Outstanding job. Will we see you at Jennerstown tomorrow night?
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow night.
All right, for Lower Highlands event. Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. all the way from Middle Ridge, Ohio. Congratulations. Outstanding job.
There's Marty Edwards. 30, Jack Stosky. 25, Ron Coral. 72, Mike Heminger. 75, Brian Audie. 22, Tony Baum. 33, John Camarisi. 0, Greg Unruh. 73. Lights out. We're ready to go racing. Oh, this could be a barn burner, race fans. We'll keep our eyes on it. Stoney's Light Street Stocks ready to go green in 20 circuits. We are up to speed and racing. Oh, look out on the front straight. Major disaster on the front straight. Well, we got out of that relatively unscathed. The worst is Barry Audie. He was airborne in that miscue, but these 3,500-pound automobiles can really take a shot. Can you believe Ron Coral's able to even limp away from this? Denny Kopko in this thing. Alan Angelico on the point. Let's see what happens. Marty Edwards outside of him. We get ready to go green flag racing. The greens unfolded. We're up to speed and racing. Oh, in the back of the pack, Wilcott having all kinds of problems, and the engine goes sour on a Caddyshack 10. Now he grabs it back in gear, and he's racing. Down the back straight, Angelico takes off with the lead. Here comes the 30, Jack Sadowski, down under the 57 of Edwards, 72 Mike Heminger, and Jason Mignon right up there. Turn 3 and 4. Angelico on the point position. The 30 is Satoski. Hanging into second. The 72 of Heminger. Running third. Up high is Marty Edwards. 66 of Jason Mignon to the low side. 5 cars battling for the lead spot. Now make it 3 as they work into turns 3 and 4. Heminger to the low line on Coral. Or I should say the 30 is Satoski. Coral's out of this event. On the front straight, the wildman, Al Angelico, with all kinds of pressure. They're trying to make it through. Satoski gets up high. It looks like fuel is spilling out of that automobile. Perhaps it's from an overflow valve on the automobile. Something's pouring out of the back of the P-Way Supply 30s. We continue this third battle for the lead. In the turns 1 and 2, Satoski looks to the outside of Angelico. They battle side by side, wheel to wheel, of the hub, working in turns 3 and 4 in this struggle. Here we go, down the front straightaway. The black flag continues to come out of Satoski. Satoski up high, battling for the lead. Doesn't know it, but he's getting now. He realizes the black flag was for him, or perhaps mechanical failure has slowed him off the pace. And Satoski along with Schneider head to the infield. Down the back straight, Wildman Alan Angelico still holds on to the point position since the drop of the green. Here comes Mike Heminger to the outside. Jason Mignon tries to work to the low side as he continues in the third place spot. Marty Edwards running in fourth. From the back of the field, Brian Audie in a Rose number 75 continues his charge up through. Audie trying to make his charge up through the field. Meanwhile, Mike Heminger works the outside of the 55 of Angelico. Down the front straight, almost getting together, but we continue green flag racing. Jason Mignon down, trying to play an imitation of a lawnmower. Works the low side of Heminger's automobile. Here comes Mignon. 3 cars throw a handkerchief over him as they struggle for the point position out of turn 4. Heminger up high, Mignon to the low side of him. Angelico in the lead. Denny, or I should say Alan Angelico. Alan Angelico looking for a career first feature win as well as Mignon. Mike Heminger knows his way into victory lane, continues, but he gets squarely. And Mignon right there with him. They work into turns 1 and 2 in a battle for the second place, but very close together, those automobiles. While they battle for second, Angelico begins to distance himself. Ron Kroll comes out. Ron Kroll able to come back out onto the racing surface. Oh, getting crossed up is Mignon. Now he's falling back to third as Mike Heminger will set his sights and try to battle for the lead once again. Through turns 3 and 4, the Wildman, Alan Angelico, Mike Heminger to his back bumper. They work into turns 1 and 2. Mike Heminger right to the back bumper, Angelico down the back straightaway. Here comes Heminger. He's trying the outside of Angelico, cannot make the move. Angelico holds him off. Into turns 1 and 2. Mike Heminger trying the high side of Alan Angelico. Now he's glued to his back bumper, working down the back straight. Here comes Brian Audie. Audie hooked up and moving in this event from the back of the field. On lap 13, Audie's trying the low side of Mignon's automobile. Brian Audie coming all the way from the back of the field in a battle for third place position. Oh, really crossed up is Mignon, and here comes Audie. He makes it through for third. Turns 1 and 2, Alan Angelico holds on to the point to 72 of Mike Heminger in a distant second place position. Audie continues running in third as they go into turns 3 and 4. Alan Angelico holds on all by himself, and now Audie will try to close up to the back bumper of Mike Heminger. Three automobiles hooked up in a battle for the point position. They dive into turns 3 and 4. Angelico now finds pressure again from Mike Heminger. Alan Angelico trying for a career first win. Into turns 1 and 2, the Pasco 55 right there. Mike Heminger begins to strike. There are 2.5 laps remaining. Here's the battle for the lead. We're fender to fender, wheel to wheel. The struggle out of turn 4. The Wildman holds on to it. 2 laps to go. Heminger works to the outside. Audie down behind him. They work out of turn 2. Mike Heminger in a drag race with Angelico. Alan Angelico trying for a career first feature win. Heminger still high, one hits him. Angelico denying him the opportunity. The white flag. Oh, Angelico gets crossed up. 1 lap to go. They're down to the turns 1 and 2. Heminger up high. Angelico down low. Angelico sees his hopes being flushed down the toilet as the 72 Heminger takes over the lead. What a heartbreak for Alan Angelico. 1 miscue, and it's Mike Heminger almost out of shape, taking the win.
white flag lap to Alan Angelichio, and that provided Heminger all the opportunity he needed to sneak by and head to victory lane. And for Alan Angelichio Jr., a heartbreaking situation, missing out the opportunity of a career first feature win. End of victory lane. He can hear you, race fans. A nice round of applause for Mike Heminger. Don't forget, racing right back here at the MOTORDROME Speedway. Gates open at 5:30, racing at 8 p.m. One final event left on the card. And Mike making his way into victory lane. We'll get a chance to talk to him shortly. Well, what a division. Stoney's Light Street Stocks doing a job here on the pavement. And Mike Heminger rising to the top. All right, we'll capture a couple more pictures and it'll all be over. Hey, Larry Lee Heminger, your son out there, you're going to be able to feel pretty proud to see the offspring out here doing well.
He taught me everything I know.
There's a switch, folks. Dad says he taught me everything I know, but it ain't much. But irrespective of that, lucky Larry Lee Heminger, proud of his son Mike as they continue a second two-generation effort on the pavement in Western Pennsylvania in 1992. Mike Heminger, congratulations. Nice run. I was just saying this, maybe, I don't know if you heard it or not, on my way down from the top. Get a battle side by side, you want to make that effort. Sometimes if you wait long enough, I don't think it was a case of waiting here because of the intensity, but sometimes things go your way when just the slightest miscue. And unfortunately for the guys looking for his career first win, Angelichio just getting a little bit sideways on the last lap. You said, here's my opportunity, went for it, and it paid off.
Yeah, I was one of my good friends, and I was content to just follow, and then I heard people behind me, so I thought, well, might as well go.
Oh, it worked out here right at the end, and you continue to make Dad happy, and of course a lot of people behind your efforts. Opportunity to thank them in front of all these nice race fans.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Black Specialty, Holder Auto, North Star Equipment, of course, all the Audis, JW Industrial, Andrea's Restaurant, and Holder Auto Body.
Pumped up for tomorrow's Laurel Highlands event?
Yep, can't wait to go that many laps.
All right, they'll be going 50 laps tomorrow night. Congratulations to Mike Heminger. Outstanding job, and we have our final event coming up on the card for the Pittsburgh Circle Track Club Senior Series. This is a series opportunity in a point fund situation to determine a champion among retired drivers. Let's set the field up for you. Jim Nicola on the point. Outside of him is Paul Boydon races nowadays in the modifieds on the dirt. Bob McWayne 72. 98 is Bob Stanford. I'm not sure who's in Conrad Pesnell 17. I have to check that out. 27 is Jimmy Bickerstaff Sr., the Heidelberg veteran. Here we go. Green's out, we're racing. Back straight away here, the Bayshore going for the lead on Bush's automobile, and there he goes. Out of turn 4, Bayshore with the lead. Here comes the 99 of Alex Maycar. Maycar, one of the pavement veterans, coming up through the field in the L. Thomas Body Shop 99 down the back straightaway. Alex Maycar, man on the roll, looking to eat up the distance on Bayshore. Maycar tries looking to the outside as they work down the front straightaway. Tires are screeching. Here we go in a drag race for the lead. And Maycar takes over the point position. Another pavement specialist out there. Bob Stanford's trying to move up through the field as well.
Mark out of turn 4. It's all Alex Maycar. The battle for second. Bob Steiger has now positioned himself there. Bayshore is third. Bob Stanford and George Nicola. Jim Nicola make that. Coming up through the field. Stanford now running into fourth place. Oh, and turn 1 almost near disaster. Bush gets a little tap by Pee Wee Flick, and he can't control the automobile. On the front straight, Alex Maycar all by himself, and a Dick Thomas on 99. This in second is Bob Steiger. Third place position, the 26. Eddie Bayshore, followed by Bob Stanford. Stanford trying to close in on Bayshore. Here comes Stanford closing up the Bayshore's automobile. They battle for the third place position. Stanford, a former road racer and super modified driver. The battle for third continues into turns 1 and 2. And Stanford gets the car crossed up, shakes and causes a suspension to bogey. On the front straight. Bob Steiger is closed up in a battle for the lead. Looks to the low side of the 99 of Alex Maycar, the Heidelberg, Pennsylvania driver, in the lead. They work through turns 3 and 4. On the front straight, it continues to be the Thomas 099 with Alex Maycar on board, holding on to the lead. Steiger continues in second down the back straight. Down the front straight, getting together in a battle for the lead. Maycar holding on to it. Now they come up the Blackie Watt. How many times have you seen Blackie Watt lap the Motordrome? You're going to see it now, race fans. And Blackie goes along. Oh, look at that. What a man in the way. Blackie Watt, a man. Back to the restart. Lights are out. Jake Flegel flaps the green and we're racing. In the turns 1 and 2. Lead automobile, the 99 of Alex Maycar down the back straightaway. Bob Steiger in second. In the turns 1 and 2, the battle is for third. Eddie Bayshore out there running third, and Bob Stanford continues to pressure him. Stanford dives to the low side, and a former super modified driver has the door slammed on his toes in the battle for third. Lap 13. White flag, 1 lap remaining. Oh, Bush gets crossed up, but he keeps on going. We're racing. Here's the battle for the lead through turns 3 and 4. And the checker will come out for Alex Maycar to conclude tonight's activity. Track Club Senior Series. Alex Makar from Heidelberg will exit out of his automobile. That concludes our night's activities. Don't forget, NASCAR Winston Racing Series 4 Division action next Friday. Gates open at 5. Makar, former late model and claimer driver at the Heidelberg Raceway on the pavement. Into victory lane, the Pittsburgh Circle Track Club